Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video because I am going to be evaluating a different case. In front of me, you can see my dbrand kill switch case, which is the one that I have been driving for my Switch 2 ever since I bought the thing. However, now I have been given the opportunity to take a look at another case that actually allows the Switch to be docked without an adapter. So again, this is a new Switch 2 case. It's from putting that upside down. It's a shock absorbent protective case from Fastnail. We're going to give it a whirl today. My plans for today are actually to game all day long, and I just got the Pokemon Legends ZA game that I'm going to play today. So this will be a good test of that, I guess. And I'm really curious to see if it kind of stands up to the same kind of scrutiny that the dbrand case does, or if it's going to end up being a little bit cheaper, and what I will prefer in the end. So without further ado, let's start out by stripping off the dbrand case here. And I'm not sure what that's there for. As you know, the kill switch case got the improvements. So now you can actually hold your Joy-Cons by each single side. You can see that it flexes a little bit, but it's much better. So we'll go ahead and hit that release on both controllers. We'll pull this off. Go. Now the only thing I can't take off because it's already well applied is the kickstand cover for the from the dbrand case, because I don't have new adhesive. I mean, I have new adhesive, but I refuse to pull this off just in case I do decide to go back to my dbrand case for my Switch 2. So as I said, this other case actually claims to do a good job at allowing you to dock without having to have an adapter like the dbrand case has. I don't know what that will mean for durability and protectiveness on the case, but I guess we'll see. Gosh, I'm just throwing my stuff around here. But let's go ahead and open it up. This is, again, the Fastnail shock absorbent protective case. And they wanted a pretty good in-depth review, so that's what they're going to get. Well, actually, they wanted some shorts, but I'm giving them a full in-depth review because anything worth doing is worth doing right. Now, the dbrand case, I want to say it cost me probably, I don't remember at this point. I just know it wasn't cheap. In this case, I'll put the price in the video, probably not there, over here, up here. And I'll share with the listing with you and everything like that. So right off the bat, we've got a little bit of a different setup. So you can tell that it's got the cover, and the cover is not transparent, so you can't obviously see your games through it. But one thing I'm seeing on this that the dbrand case doesn't have is finger notches. If you look here, the dbrand case, it's actually been a little difficult for me to get my games out of here in the dbrand case because, well, I guess it's not that bad. But pull this out and your game slides in right here. And so when I say slide in, it should go right in like that. Now this is actually rubber. I don't know if there's any advantage to it being rubber over not being rubber, but the game holder is definitely rubber. And as far as the amount of games that it holds, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you effectively can hold 2 more games than your dbrand case can. One thing I will say is that the games are a little tough to get in there. And I'm just going to put the 4 in there for now. I've got all my other games kind of on the shelf where they belong. These are just the ones I play the most. So without further ado, let's get into the actual case itself. So this is definitely, this is the mid frame, and in comparison to dbrand, it's thinner for sure. A lot of flex on that there. You can see just by me holding that by the bottom, it flexes upwards. Let's see if the dbrand case does that. Yeah, it does. That's to be expected a little bit. So they kind of look pretty similar actually. But this is transparent, so it's kind of got a transparent mid frame, and the top has a nice kind of a matte finish to it, which that's pretty cool. Very, very interesting. And then I don't think this actually has that back frame that back kickstand cover. So I think that's probably the main difference between the two, is that the kickstand cover doesn't exist on this one. I'm going to slide this onto my Switch 2, and it slides on pretty easily. There's a little bit of give. If you look at the case, as I put it on, there's a little bit of give each way. You can see that that case moves pretty significantly when I put that on. The dbrand one does stay in place. It's just the cheaper material. There's not a whole lot about it that you can say aside from that it's just not made out of the same material. So these are my dbrand. These are my new dbrand covers here that helped the Joy-Cons stay in place. We're going to set those aside, and we're going to try putting the Joy-Con covers on that came from Fastnail. Now I'm going to go ahead and just slide them on like this. See how difficult this is to actually get on. It doesn't seem too bad, though it doesn't seem great. Couple things I'm noticing right offhand is if you look at the way that this is fitting on here, there's a noticeable bump here, but it's got a lot of flex in it, and this is for the right, and it just broke trying to pull it off. Oh no, it didn't just break. Okay, it just popped off. Okay, so I'm sorry, Fastnail. I'm trying, but I will tell you, this design is not working out so well so far. So that part has to slide in there. That goes up there. Okay, I just had it in wrong. That's no big deal. And make sure you push it nice and hard, and then everything kind of clicks into place. So let's see what we're working with here now that we've got it on properly and we've gotten over my stupidity. So the problem is that I didn't have the Joy-Con release button threaded through that case there. So you can see it does have a pretty nice flush mount. There's a little bit of extra space here, which is not, I mean, I could see that wearing down over time, but I mean, overall, it looks pretty good. In the hand, the feel good. Does it give me the grippy sensations? No, it's a little smooth, and that does worry me a little bit. And with the smoothness, they try to do this grip with the even sleeker plastic, but for me, it's not grippy enough. I think if I was going to use this as a daily driver case, I would probably need it to be a little bit more grippy, but that's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not here to scrutinize the case. I'm just doing a comparison over what I already know and use. So you put it on here. It does seem to look pretty nice on the back of the Switch 2. We're going to take this left Joy-Con, we'll slide it in here. Make sure that we've put it in here properly to begin with. We've got that release button and everything. So the other thing that I find a little strange is that there's not really there's no satisfying kind of click feeling like you're getting the case on correctly or getting the Joy-Con slipped in properly. It's just kind of how do I say it? It's not a cheaper feel, but it's just kind of I don't know. You can always tell when you've done something properly and it slips on and it kind of clicks in place and gives you that satisfying feeling, that satisfying sound when you put it on. There's the left Joy-Con completely installed properly. And now we're going to go ahead and click that onto the Switch 2. So again, like I said, this claims to be able to sit in the Switch 2 dock with no problems. Now, I did leave my dbrand piece on the back here, so that might be the factor that keeps it from docking. As far as the holding it by the Joy-Con goes, it's a little sketchy. You can see the amount of flex there, but it's holding. Certainly doing better than dbrand did out of the gate. But overall, it's decent. That's decent. I mean, now that I'm holding it in my hand, it feels really good. If I was trying to hold a Joy-Con on its own, I feel like I'd be losing it a lot because it's a little slippery. But overall, pretty good case. Let's go ahead and take it into the other room and see if we can dock this without any issues. If we can, I'll be I'll be impressed. I'll be impressed. Again, it could be this dbrand piece here that prevents me from doing that. I don't really know. If it is, I'll be 100% transparent with you guys on that. So let's go take a look. All right, guys, here we are. We are in the theater room at the Switch 2 dock here, and it is time for the moment of truth. We're going to see if we can actually dock the Switch 2 with this on. And if it doesn't work, it might be a result of that dbrand piece on the back kickstand still being there, but we're going to see. Let's see how we line up here. So again, this dock claims to be dockable, or this case claims to be dockable in your Switch 2 dock. And even with the piece on there, it still fits. I mean, it flexes a little bit, but it does fit on there. Maybe not quite all the way. I'm not seeing that green light up on the Switch 2 dock like it should. And that is definitely going to be a result of that bottom piece, that kickstand piece, that I refuse to take off. Just because if you look at the back of the Switch 2, it definitely makes it thicker down there towards the bottom. And like I said, the reason I'm refusing to take it off is simply because, well, I mean, overall, I'm probably going to go back to the dbrand case. But this is a nice case. If you are a mobile user for Switch, I would definitely say I think this is the route you're going to want to go. All that to say, let's do our final test of this case, which is basically just going to be sticking the cover back on. Now, how well is this going to work for our cover with our screen protector on? I don't know. We've got a screen protector on our Switch 2, and how simple is this going to be to put on? Again, no idea. Seems like we're going to have to put it on from the top first, just like you would kind of imagine, but it just kind of clips over it like that. So not, you know, it's not bad. It actually holds fairly well. I kind of expected it to just fall right out, but it doesn't. So overall, I'd say my first impressions of this case are it's fairly impressive. If you are looking for a really budget-friendly case for your Switch 2, a good way to protect it, and you still want to be able to dock it while not having to remove the case to do so every time, or have an extra accessory where your Switch sits outside the case, this might be the route for you. Again, if you are curious about what this case is the Fastsnail Shock Absorbent Protective Case. And it does have a, it has 12 game slots in the cover that go on it. And then it's got these two grips on the sides, just like the dbrand does, like the dbrand has. And they did a pretty good job right off the bat of sending out a case that didn't have issues with the grips on the Joy-Cons. You know, there's no, like, actually, it doesn't fall off. It doesn't, you know, your Switch 2 Joy-Cons don't just pop out and then your Switch falls down. So overall, I would say I give this probably about, I don't know, probably about a 7 out of 10 if I had to, or 4 stars, because it's not a bad product, but it's probably not going to be the one I daily drive personally, just because of preferential reasons. But if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that like button down below, and definitely subscribe to the channel, because I'm probably going to have more content like this coming up. I don't mind looking at things as long as people are okay with me giving an honest opinion of it, because, you know, my ideal situation is to provide you guys with the best and most honest opinions of anything out there. My opinion is one thing that just cannot be bought. So stay tuned for more, guys. This is only the first video. I'm going to have a lot more coming out. I've got so many videos done right now, but I have had no time to edit with the holidays and working on my house and everything else. So till next time.